Hello, friends. Hello, as they say in England. It's Uncle Larry coming at you. Sunday, Mother's Day. Hope everybody's doing great out there. And all you dudes out there who are solo dads, happy Mother's Day to you, because you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's been a few days since I've been on the Homeskoolin channel. Homeschooling show. Been a bit under the weather last couple of days, but feeling a little better. Hope everybody out there is doing great. I was going to go through the back half of this album because I only did the first half on my previous show. I might need the corporate eye for this because I can't see nothing anymore. But we got up to song 5, and by the way, thank you guys again for this album has exceeded all of our expectations. I can't believe how well it's doing, and really proud. I've gotten messages from people that don't even like music anymore that have said things like, this is a really good album. And it means so much, you know, a hard-won compliment, it means a lot. And we put a lot of love into this thing, and it comes through the speakers, you know, and I really appreciate all the sweet words and the kind remarks everybody's left. I had a little, before I get into this, had a bit of a shopping accident, you might call it. The other day I was just, had my boys with me and we were out bumming around. I stopped at a couple pawn shops. There's a couple Nashville pawn shops that are actually better music stores than all the music stores, besides Groon's, of course, and Rumbleseat. But like, there's a place on Knowlesville Road called Paragon Mills where they got more instruments in that place than most music stores. Bought a bunch of stuff from them, including this lawsuit 70s Ibanez Les Paul, which I used to have a couple of these over the years, and they're very cool. And there's also a place called Nashville Used Music, and guess what they had? Do you guys remember me telling you about my youth, my first amp, the Lab Series L5? Can you see that? What you were just hearing is just that amp. I don't have any pedals on except for a little bit of delay. I mean, this amp is amazing what it can do with the, it's been probably 30 years since I played through one of these. Never realized, I didn't know you could do so much with it, because back in those days, I didn't know how to run an amp, you know? I was just a kid playing in my mom's bar. But you can do some crazy stuff with this thing. It's got channel volume, got distortion, you know, if you crank the channel volume in the master, but the fun part is the built-in compressor. Let's check it out. Like, all right, this is just the amp. That's the compressor. You can really get a gas. Watch. The compressor does to the reverb. Poltergeist. Anyway, just took a little walk down memory lane. You know, I like when we're adults, we like to we like to buy all the things that we had when we were kids that, you know, we like to do that as adults. Sentimental adults do that. But let's keep cooking on this album. Let's move on to, we've already done the first 5 tracks. We're up to track 6 now, which is Transition Logo Blues, which is really the only country barn burner on the whole album. So here that comes. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. This came from a YouTube video that I made from the same title, Transition Logo Blues. That lick came from. Let's see, let me get that cooking. You know, I think turn the verb off. Guthrie saw that on one of the videos. He said, "Man, let's do something with that," and we did. And we got Paul Franklin on the steel, and that was a fun one. I remember Billy Gibbons being in the studio when we tracked that, and he was really getting a kick out of all this shit that we were doing in there. I remember thinking he looked like he was having a lot of fun. What a sweetheart guy. So that's a fun one. That's got some, you know, that's really the only song really on the album, in my opinion, that sort of busts the cinematic groove that the album has. It's got like that, the whole album has that sort of, you know, you'd say cinematic vibe, but that song, you know, it sort of busts the groove for a second. It's kind of a palate cleanser. And then it's back here, and then after that one we go to, well, there's some wicked Guthrie solos on that, and some Paul Franklin stuff that's amazing on that, but the next track is probably my favorite on the album. It's called Cascade Park. It's the only one that has acoustics on it. Here we go. Love that piano part. Tim Lauer. That came from another one of my YouTube videos. I can't remember what it was called, but I can't remember how I did it. Can't remember how I did it. Something like that. That was from an acoustic YouTube video I put up, and we turned that into a song. Lester Estelle on drums, badass drummer, amazing cat. Steve Mackey on bass. That was Guthrie ripping a killer acoustic solo on there. Man, he killed it on that. But that's probably that one and the Black Cloud are my 2 favorites on the album. Yeah. And then it goes into a Pick Peace Revisited, which is one of Guthrie's old songs. It's a cool, really cool guitar riff on this one. Guthrie already had that tune. He'd already been playing that for a long time in his band. I basically just put on a little atmosphere on that. He already had that whole thing. That was all his. Those guys, Jordan Perlson and Steve Mackey, already knew that song very well. And that one was very cool, fun to play. I just did a couple of atmospheric things on there to sort of put my little touch on it. That's a really good one. And then it goes into Bad Cat Serenade, which is an old YouTube video that was shot by my friend at my old music store, of me goofing around on an old Les Paul Jr. and turned that into a song. Let's see what that sounds like. Lester Estelle on drums. Tasty. Yeah, this record was recorded with I remember we didn't have any cartage or anything brought in. We basically just drug everything that we were recording in the studio by ourselves. So we brought small amps and only a couple of guitars. There wasn't a lot of gear used on this album. I mean, we both played through little Fender amps and only a few guitars. I remember using my 62 Strat that I since sold a lot on that album, and my 58 Burst and a Duesenberg, a lot on that album. Guthrie played through one amp the whole time, that Weber amp with the snake skin on it. He used that the whole record, and his Blue Telly. And yeah, there's not a lot of gear on this. It was mostly just very small rig there. So that's a fun one. And then there's two more songs. There's Corporate Eye, which is number 10. Here it is. Let's see. Get that cooking. Kind of a Law and Order kind of vibe. That's Jordan Perlson on drums and Steve Mackey on bass. Philip Towns on keys. A bit of a prog journey on that one. That's a fun one. And here's the last song, which I knew when we were cutting it that it was going to be the last song on the album. It just has that vibe. It's called Desert Man. Check it out. This is just the old riff that I had laying around. Also from a Homeskoolin video. I can't remember which one though. Sad music from a sad man. My typical thing. Very cool keyboard shit going on there. I think that was Tim Lauer. Yeah, Tim Lauer on synth. atmosphere there with the piano and this pads is pretty cool. That's a fun one. So that's it. That's all 11 tracks. There was one song that got left off when Nick Gover sequenced the album for us. After he was kind enough to do that after we asked him. He said, "Let's leave that one off." We were like, "We don't like that one." And he's like, "Not really." So that one got left off. I can't remember what it was called or whatever, but. So maybe for the next album we'll put that one on. And again, let me thank you guys for the purchasing the album, leaving the kind reviews, telling your friends. It means a lot. My third album, at age 55. I should have been doing this all along, but it's got started late in life, like most things I've done. Late bloomer kind of guy, but. Appreciate all your support, PayPal donations. You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right. I'll see you later. Take care, guys.